A long while back, I made a video on how to use the farmer kit to win Skywars. Now there was multiple problems with this video, that being I was really bad because I was like Iron Prestige back then. The kit has gone through many updates since then, and I wanted to turn that into a series, but I never really did that. And since that time, metas have changed, kits have changed, and just the game as a whole has changed. So I'm gonna give that series another try, starting with this video. Skywars has a lot of kits. Some of these kits, such as Farmer and Endlord, you will see every single game you queue. Others you will hardly see at all, such as Sloth and Engineer, and that's because they're complete garbage. But others are just completely underrated, lurking in the shadows, not seen in any games, simply because players don't know the true extent of their power. Many kits are like these since recent kit overhauls and changes, but the Endlord and Farmer continued to take the spotlight for some reason. One of these kits that I'll be talking about, and is the focus of today's video, is the Troll Kit. If you select Troll Kit, you are provided with full leather armor, 16 cobwebs, 5 fireworks, and 2 splash potions that last 5 seconds each, poison and slowness. The potions are pretty much useless in most circumstances. They're very situational, and there's not going to be many games in which you have to use them. The main attraction of this kit is the cobwebs. Now, a lot of players think that you can just spam the cobwebs, have your opponent get stuck in them, and you'll win, but that can't be more untrue. What's going to happen most of the time is you're just going to end up trading with the player stuck in the cobwebs, and they won't be taking any knockback. If they have even a little bit better of a weapon or armor than you, they will always win these trades. Now, a way to counter this and to effectively use the cobwebs is to use them when you have the low ground. Now, Technoblade explained this better than I ever will be able to, but a player's hits register from their head and you have 3 block reach. Now, if your opponent is above you, you can hit their feet, but they can't reach you since you are beneath them. A way to use this with the Troll Kit is to bait a player into getting the upper ground and to jump down on you, and as they jump down on you, then you can spam the cobwebs and be able to get consistent low ground hits on them without them being able to land any hits on you. It doesn't matter what armor they have, if you can get them trapped on the high ground, you will always win those fights. But inevitably, it's gonna happen. You aren't going to be able to get the low ground on your opponent, and you're always going to be fighting them on even terrain. But don't worry, there is still strategies you can use to use the cobwebs and still win your fights. You just have to know that if your enemy has more armor than you, you aren't going to win the trade. So if you get them trapped in the cobweb, a good thing to do is to throw the poison on them, chip down their health just a little bit to give yourself a small advantage. But if they're still extremely stacked, what you can do is place lava next to the cobwebs, and they'll take a bunch of fire damage. Simply bow them, or use TNT to get the explosion damage. There are many options, you just can't use conventional PvP methods and expect to win as your opponent's cobwebbed. Now, a good strategy is if you are on maps that have a lot of void, you can cobweb yourself so you don't take knockback, but your opponent does. So by positioning yourself in places with a lot of void, you can easily hit your opponents off even if they have more armor than you. This is also very useful if your opponent is abusing, for example, a knockback rod or a baseball sword. You can also use the cobwebs to clutch. Now, you can't clutch like a regular block, whereas you won't just land on the cobweb, you are going to fall through it. So cobweb clutches only work if you still have solid blocks beneath you to place other blocks on to catch yourself, or if you have a water bucket. If you have a water bucket, you're pretty much always going to be able to land a cobweb clutch and survive. You can just throw the pearl, and if it lands on any block, just spam cobwebs, and you'll get stuck on the cobwebs, and just place a water bucket next to you. Now, at the end of videos in this series, I'm going to be rating the kit on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, and I'll be using 3 factors to determine its rating. I'll be using the armor it has, its utilities, so basically items that just aren't the armor, so projectiles, in this case cobwebs, etc. And how fast its rush is, whether you don't need to loot any chests, 1 chest, 2 chests, or all the chests. And then I'll be taking the average of all of those, and that will be the ranking. But overall, I do give this kit an 8.3 out of 10. which is very respectable. It is one of the strongest kits in the game, and I have a very fun time with it, and I believe more people should use it, as it is just a very fun kit to play, and there's a lot of interesting strategies in fights. And if you want me to rank any kits, please leave a comment down below. I'll look through them, and if I find any that I think I'd have a fun time making a video of, I will be sure to do so. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.